So many of you are asking me how to vibe code your apps. This will be a complete beginner tutorial step by step. So a few things, why would you want to learn this? First of all, it's useful. If you have something that you want to solve, something that you're repeatedly doing, you can make your own app if it's possible, and that will save you a lot of time. Secondly, it's really useful in job interviews. You can say, I built these apps, they've helped me at work, and I find it adds a lot of weight to your job application. And thirdly, if you have a really good idea that you could get money behind, you can make a simple version of this app by yourself using vibe coding, present it to investors, they can give you lots of money, you can hire devs and then build out a proper, fully established app. When I say vibe coding, this means using natural, simple language to make something without any technical skills whatsoever. So this will be a step-by-step guide on how to do that. In terms of what should you do, what should you build apps on, like I said, anything you're repeatedly doing, even things that already exist, maybe you can build your own version. And anything that you probably can't already do with just simple GPT or Gemini, or if you can do it on there, you want to make it more visually pleasing, a bit more nicer to engage with. And just set some expectations. Some things will not be possible yet. This technology is improving every single day. So maybe by the time you're watching this video, it'll be even more impressive what you're able to do. But right now, I'll show you a step-by-step tutorial of making a simple app, and I'll show you some examples of apps that I've already made. And if you want to skip straight to the tutorial, just go to the timestamp in the description below. I want to quickly show you a few apps that I made. This one looks across all different search engines. You type in a term, and it'll show you what are similar terms people are searching for on other apps. So just Google, Bing, TikTok, and Amazon. So if you're into marketing, it's quite useful for figuring out what people are searching on, keywords, search terms. Now, the app that I built is this one where I type in a phrase and I see it in Hindi, Punjabi, Marathi. I'm going to add more Indian languages. And the main reason I wanted to add this is because I'm studying Hindi, but I wanted to see how much Punjabi do I get for free by learning Hindi. So for example, so the Marathi and the Hindi one are working. Right now, the Punjabi one is not working. Sometimes it can glitch out, and then I would put this back into the platform and try to fix it. And then here you can see analysis of how they're similar, how they're different, and you can try different phrases. Here is a hobby finder based on your interest. There you go. Now the Punjabi one came through, a bit delayed. And then here you can see different hobbies based on your interests. If you want to make friends as an adult, so I'm working on an app on that. Another one is a competitor market analysis. So I put in, say, Nike and the location. It'll give me a summary, their market share, and so on, and then different competitors. Quite useful for my industry as my day job is in marketing. Then this is an app I made based on a push-up and pull-up workout that Athlean X made on YouTube. So I put that YouTube video into Gemini, asked for the transcript. Then I asked Gemini to help me make a prompt that I can use the AI Studio to make this into an app, and I put it in there. So this will be a timer based on different parameters and how that workout worked with pull-ups and push-ups. So now let's build our own app. So you want to open aistudio.google.com/apps. You can use other platforms. Lovable is another popular one. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, there are newer vibe coding apps that are around, but I'm going to be using AI Studio for this tutorial. So how it works, you'll see something like this. And here is where you can type your idea using natural, very simple language. You can describe what you want the app to do. You can even add different aspects. So something that helps with image generation, something that helps with voice, animation, using Google search data. You can add these different things into the app to help with your app. So if you know exactly what you want, you can see if any of these would be useful. For example, if your app has something to do with analyzing images, you can add this aspect to your app, and that will make it a bit more conducive for that. So let's make a very simple app, which will be a hobby tracker. Sorry, a habit tracker. So you can say, I want to make a habit tracker app. It should have a streak so I can motivate the user to keep going. The app should let me implement the habits that I want and look visually pleasing. Let's see if we want to add any of these. Probably don't. Now, one other thing is before I do this, what instead I can do is I can go to GPT or any other language learning model and then say, I am going to vibe code an app using natural language. Here is my app idea. Can you add any ideas I am missing? And can you help me write the prompt idea? And like this, you'll probably get a better prompt that you can use. So, for example, it gives little reminders, a notification, maybe insight, charts and trends of how well you're sticking to your habits. Can you change it to weekly goals, or is it something's 3 times a week, something's daily? So rewards, gamification, is adding a lot here. So using this, we can now have a better prompt. So we can copy this. And now we can chuck that into here. Sometimes it gets too complex, so we'll see how it goes. And now we'll build it. So this will just take some time to build. Okay, so that took a bit of time. Now we have our first version of the app, which we can have a look. We can see how it will look on mobile, how would it look on the current screen, how it look on tablet, and you can make changes. For example, dark mode. You can add different things. Even give some suggestions of what you can add here. So let's see if this works. So we're going to add a habit. Read a chapter of a book. I want to do this, once. Let's say meditate. Now we can click. Oh, and it seems to be working. The tracker's going up. You can see our stats. Just it's made up some stats based on the past. So I guess just to show you an example, you can tell it not to do that. You can even speak to an AI coach. You can add your profile. So far I can't add a photo. So we could ask it, let me add a photo. We can say add a snooze option. So we can add so many different things. Oh, we can change dark mode. They already did it. Sometimes they do it by itself. Or maybe it was in the prompt we got from GPT. I didn't read the full prompt, but if it wasn't there, you could ask it. You just type in here, add a dark mode. And interesting that the stats were already there, so we can see if we can change that. So any changes we want to make, we can now do. So let's say we want to add that the screen vibrates maybe when you click. You can say add haptic feedback when ticking off a habit. Now, one thing, if you're not happy with the change, you can always click this restore button and it'll go back to the previous version. Let's add something in. Say exercise / go to the gym. So it didn't actually work. There was no feedback. Okay, it didn't work. So sometimes you can't get things to work, but that's fine. But now what we don't have is a way to delete the habit. So it's actually come up with a suggestion, so we can add that in. Cool. So let's see if that works. Now, is there a way to delete? So I click on it, delete. There you go. I can even journal to it, and I can. But the delete button is not working. The delete button is not working, so you have to tell it it's not working. Cool. So let's see if that fixed it. So we can try again. Study language. The delete is still not working. Test. Yep, still not able to do it. And sometimes it's like that. Let's see this one delete recommendations come up to see if that works. And now it works. Sometimes it just takes a bit of time. You have to keep playing with it. But now we have a functioning app. You can keep working on it, keep improving it. When you're ready to publish it, you can click on this app button here, the little rocket ship, click deploy. You add it to whatever project you have. They might at some point ask for your card details. So far I've not been charged. They make it clear when they would or wouldn't charge. Then you just click deploy. And then you have it as a link which you can share with people. You can use it for different reasons, either for yourself, to share with others. As I was saying, you can add it to your portfolio, or your CVs, your LinkedIn. And I think it can add quite a bit of value there. And hopefully you build something that's actually useful and that you or others want to use. And if it's something that will require more development, you can pitch it, show this is your minimal viable product, your MVP, and see how that works. Now, once you deploy it, you can go back and still improve it. So I'll show you. If you go to AI Studio, you can click on your apps created by you. And let's say there's this one I've already made. I want to add something to this, so I can. So now we have Gujarati included, so I can type in a phrase. Let's see if it works. And now we have Gujarati included as well. And the main thing is to redeploy. Now that I've changed this app, so you can see the original version is like this, doesn't have Gujarati in it. So I want to update it. So I will click on deploy. I find my project. They gave me this name. And now I'll click redeploy. Now here's the link to the app, but I already have it up. So I can just refresh this and you'll see it's different. Now the new one is added in, new language. And any questions you have, let me know in the comments below. Love to see what apps you're making, and all the best in creating things.